Last year during lockdown, I started experimenting with some home brewing, which I hadn't done before. And the rationale was that at its most basic level, it could be cheaper than buying beer. Um, and one thing I was interested in doing was trying to grow my own hops, but I wasn't able to make it happen last year. So this year, one of my larger projects has been to clear out this corner here of the yard, and the main purpose of that was to plant an apple tree, which I did there. And this is actually not something I planted. This, as far as I can tell, is a wild growing sassafras tree that I want to kind of let keep going, because from what I understand, you can somehow make root beer with it. So that's something I'm going to look into at some point. But another part of this project was to make space to grow hops. So I have these two poles here, and that's kind of the space where the hop bed is supposed to be. I had to clear out a lot of stuff, and obviously a lot of it's growing back now. I haven't had a chance to mulch it in yet, but I'll go back and I'll weed everything out and then put mulch down here. But I was able to buy some hop rhizomes from Northern Brewer, and I planted all 5 of them in here, and 2 of them have come up pretty well so far as I can tell. This one's actually starting to go up this cage that I mainly only put here just to keep the dog from trampling them. A couple weeks ago, I dug up the other rhizomes that hadn't sprouted yet because it'd been like a month or so, and in kind of a last-ditch effort, I just buried them a little closer to the surface. This might be one of those plants coming up. I'm not sure. I'll have to wait and see. It could just be one of the many weeds in this area. But so far I have 2. And what I did a couple weeks ago is I put these poles in the ground. I was able to just hammer them in, and I drilled a hole through them, and I was able to put these eye bolts in. And because hops are vines, they want to climb upwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wire going across there and then have some twine going down. And I bought this, apparently is, they call it hop twine or something. So hopefully that works. And these anchors are going to go in the ground, like right next to where the hop plants are going, and the twine will be tied to that. And this is just regular kind of wire from the store, and it doesn't need to be particularly strong, so this should be plenty. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now I'm just going to put these anchors in the ground, and I guess I'm just going to shove them in as best I can. I loosened all the soil when I was planting these, so hopefully these go in easy. I wonder if I should have put them in when I was first planting the rhizomes or what, but we'll see how it goes. And I guess I'll put the other ones in where I planted the other ones just in case they come up. The hop twine that I got already came separated into 5 different sections, but each section is more than twice the length that I need. My wire is only 8 feet tall, and that's just because that's the amount of pipe, the height of the pipe I could get, and there's also that tree that overhangs. I know that they can grow much larger than that, but if that becomes an issue, I'll have to figure out what to do another time. But for now, I'm just gonna, cut this in half and use half of it and save the other half. So I'm only gonna put the twine up for the ones that actually are growing right now. I have a little bit of sag on the wire, but I think that's okay. In order to get a little bit of tension, I just push the anchors a little bit further into the ground to try to make sure. I don't think I need a lot of tension, but just to keep them from being too floppy. The poles aren't like cemented in the ground or anything, so I don't want to pull them too much either, because they'll just start pulling towards the middle. But I carefully took off the cages that were there. I gently unwrapped the one that was already starting to wrap around the cage, and now I'm just going to try to train them up the twine in a clockwise direction. When I was training this one around the twine, the tip snapped off, and I'm hoping that won't be too much of a problem. It maybe will just fork out from there, or at least I know that the rhizome is able to put out one vine, so as long as these leaves are here and are getting sunlight, hopefully it'll get energy and we'll be able to put another one out if need be. As long as the leaves are out, it should be able to grow, is my thought. But we'll see. So that's it for now. I just trimmed a little bit of the excess twine from the top, and I put down some more of the baby hop fertilizer that I bought when I bought the rhizomes. And hopefully they'll continue to do well, at least the ones that are already up, and hopefully the one that the end snapped won't be suffering too much from it, but we'll see how that goes. I might put the cages back just to keep the dog from getting too close and maybe messing with them. And I'll probably just leave the other anchors in the ground for now, just in case they come up. And then if they do, then I'll twine those then. Just so next step for this whole area is just I gotta spread out the dirt. It's really uneven, and pull out the weeds and then lay down some mulch, which I already have the mulch, just I need to get time to do this. But hopefully all goes well and I'll be able to show some hops later on this summer.